Hey guys, so today basically we're going to be focusing on the rows and we're going to be basically deleting sets of them together. So if I say, for example, delete everything above 500, then everything above 500 will be deleted. So here we go. Okay, so over here you can see another program. So today basically what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be focusing on rows this time instead of columns. And basically we're going to be deleting sets of rows. So for example, the user can decide like I want to delete, like we have over 1,000 lines in the sample file that I'm using. So basically the user can decide like I want all the rows above 500 to be deleted. So then it can delete all the rows above 500. Or you can decide like I want all the rows after 200 to be deleted, then it can do that too. In one go without listing every single number of the row. So here, basically, also today we're going to be using the LOC function. So basically what it does is that it selects like the lines. So if we have a data frame of like example 1,000 lines, and we want to only delete and we want only the first 500 lines. Then what the LOC function does is that it selects the lines 0 to 500, and then it basically creates a copy of the information and puts that into a new data frame. And then we take the data frame and create an XLSX file and put it into that. So here basically the first bit is like converting the original, making the original one, and here deleting sets of rows. So first I'm doing is like I'm asking the user if they want to delete like rows above or below a specific line, like for example above 500 or after 500. So then after they've done that, then I'm making the response into lowercase. And then I'm setting an if condition, like if they say after, then basically I'm asking the user for which row. So basically I'm just going to run this first. So here. So this created is basically like what I put over here after the original file is created. And then if I want to delete before after, so let's start with after. So then please enter the line for which I want like the rest of them to be deleted after. So here I have my file original. So I've just kept it like open. So yeah. Here now I'm going to like go down. So I'm going to say like after, for example, 250. So here I have line 250. So I'm going to say after 250, everything should be deleted. So now it says a file has been created. So now I'm going to go into Google Sheets and browse through my files. Upload, browse. Then here I have my file new. So then now let's go down. So here, as you can see, after row 250, everything else is gone. Over here, we had like so much more, like 250, then we had like keep going, and then here, basically like everything's gone. So basically it's deleted everything after row 250. And then we can see an example on after. So here, if I say before instead, and then before which line, so let's say this time I want everything above 1,200 to be deleted. Then I'm going to just duplicate this. So now here I have my file new, and then wait for it to load. Yep. So here, as you can see, everything above 1,200 has been deleted. So now it starts on 1,200 and then continues. And then if we look at the original file, then here you can see like to get to 1,200 we really have to like go down a lot. So basically it's deleted all of these lines above 1200. So here, everything above here that we just scrolled down to, all of that's gone now. So basically, how we're doing this, so basically here after I'm asking the user for like which row, like 500, 1280, whatever you want, then here I'm using the LOC function to delete after the number of the row entered above. So here, the data frame, over here I've created the data frame, the original one, and then here .loc. Now what the LOC function basically does is that it selects. So here I'm telling it that it needs to work with the index. So the LOC function can take in so it can do like two things. It can work with columns and rows. So here I'm telling it that it needs to do it with rows. And then basically smaller than or equal to after which. So after which is basically here. So the line. So if it's smaller than, so if after which is basically like 500, for example, then if everything's smaller than 500 and equal to 500, so 0 to 500, all of that is going to select it. And then, so basically that's what it's going to do, it's going to select it. And then over here I'm creating a new XLSX file from, so here copying sets of rows, so here I'm creating a new file with that. And then I'm putting all of those 500 lines or rows into this new my file new file. And then the file's been created. But if I, for example, just to show you, if I take away that smaller, if I take away the smaller to symbol and just make it equal to, and then I'm just going to print it for the sake of keeping it simple. So then print copying sets of rows. So now, if I, yeah. So then here, if I say I want to do after, and I'm just going to keep the 500 example. So then here you can see now that I've taken away the smaller than, now you can see that it's only taking 500. It's like a 1 row into 18 columns because there's 18 columns and then just 500 row. Meanwhile, if I put this back, then if I say after again, and 500 again, so then here you can see that 501 rows times 18 columns. And then I'm doing pretty much the same thing in before. So after I exit the program, then here I have the elif. So if the user says before, then here I'm asking like before which row. And then here, instead of keeping it smaller, I'm keeping it bigger because I'm not doing after here, I'm doing before. And then after that, here I'm creating the file again, and then the file has been created.